All right, guys. Day 10 preview. In the morning here, I'm looking at the schedule. We got 12 in the afternoon, Vinci and Pennetta. I've gone against Pennetta every match, basically, even though I saw her in her great practice session Friday of qualifying week, and I knew she was going to be tough. She looked great. The best fitness I think I've seen in a while since the injury. Yet I keep picking against her due to the matchups. I think the matchups are going to present her problems, but she's in the best physical shape, and mentally she has got on a complete roll of form. And forget about what she did all year and last year, and she's on fire. Am I going to go against her again? Well, unbelievably, she's in a matchup again with somebody I picked to go to the semifinals, Vinci. So how can I go against Vinci when I picked her to go to the semifinal? So yes, this is another toss-up. Right now, in this time of the year, it is so hard to tell where people are mentally, physically. I mean, as you get towards the end of the tournament now, you can tell that, who's on and who's not. But even then, Vinci, I expected her to get to the semi, but then completely be worn out, because she will wear out at some point. It's the way her body's made. It's the way it is. She does everything she can, but she will wear out. I would think she can get through this and I think her slice and dice game will work against Pennetta. But again, these balls are a little bit interesting, the liveliness of them, yet they're a large size, and it's working the best for people who like to stay on the baseline and hit it hard. And right now, that's Pennetta. So dink and dunk, you cannot do with these balls. Forget it. Slice and dice, you can a little bit because of the surface. And I think it's going to be quicker today, a little more sun, a little less humidity. It's going to be cooler, though, in the 70s. So low 70s even, mid 70s. But with all the sunshine, it's going to be a little bit quicker on the medium to medium fast side, maybe. I think this would help Vinci, and she'll get into the net, and she'll, kind of maybe frustrate Pennetta. Pennetta hasn't seen this style of game yet this week, or this 2 weeks. But she knows Vinci's game from before. But I just think, that could happen, or Pennetta can camp out on the baseline and still have enough time because of the large ball to whip the big spinner passers by, Vinci, and deal. And she's a veteran, Pennetta, and she can deal with the slice and dice. So, a lot of it's going to be the shape they are in mentally, how they come out this afternoon, how do they feel. Like last night we had Istomin and Murray, and they both, Istomin's played a lot of rough tennis here. Murray's, been up and down a little bit. They both mentally were a little bit like a late night match. I'm a little like it's cooler tonight after all the humidity, and they just weren't all there mentally all the way. And so today it's an afternoon match. It's a totally different ball game. But you just don't know day to day at this point in the season, at this point in the Grand Slam, the last of the year, who sees through to the finish and who doesn't. A guy like Rafa Nadal, we know what's going to happen. He's going to work his butt off. That's what we know. Other people, not to say they don't work, but mentally, Nadal has the ability to mentally make himself work. And it's not like anybody's lazy. These are all very hard workers, all these players. But mentally, can you do it every point, every second? Most people in history can't do that. And on team sports, you have substitutes, you have time off. It's different. It's very unusual. And even a guy like Michael Jordan, as incredible a worker he was, didn't play an individual sport where they didn't even have an off season, basically. What Nadal does is unbelievable. To be able to do that every point, it's unfathomable, to be honest. So again, just back to this match, I don't know what these girls are going to be like today. I haven't talked to them. I mean, mentally, yes, it's up in the air. But I'm going to go with Vinci. I picked her for the semi. Slice and dice maybe can frustrate Pennetta. She hasn't seen it. And but, again, it's going to be interesting to see the balls on a sunny day that's cooler without so much humidity. How are they going to play these balls? I think they're going to still be lively, but they also might be a little more controllable with the cooler weather, and that would help Pennetta more. If they're a little more uncontrollable, I think Vinci actually pressures her and Pennetta starts making errors. Okay, Gasquet Ferrer, I really think Gasquet can get this. I didn't like Ferrer's form coming in. He still looked sluggish against Tipsarevic, and he was able to pump it up at the end with incredible aggressive attitude. But yeah, I don't think that will completely work against Gasquet. And I think, amazingly, Gasquet's somebody who looked exhausted and fatigued after Wimbledon in Canada and Cincinnati. But again, that's probably just getting revved up again. And he got, trying to get himself emotionally back into the tour. And he got, just in time, he got revved up, for the U.S. Open. And even looked more tired earlier in the U.S. Open than he did later. And even against Raonic, he didn't seem overly exhausted at the end. That was a tough match, but he down in the pit, court 17, sweating bullets. He looked pretty healthy at the end, and I think that's why he beat Raonic. I think Raonic was tiring. So I think Gasquet takes it. I mean, of course, it's up in the air again. Another one. Ferrer is going to go crazy when he's about to lose. He's going to go nuts. He may break and make it go to a fifth or a fourth or a fifth set. But I think in the end, Gasquet gets it through. But whoever wins this, it's going to be a real rough match, maybe brutal. And they'll have nothing left for Nadal, in my opinion. Hantuchova tonight, the night matches, Hantuchova, Azarenka, this wraps up the quarterfinals over there. And I think Azarenka. But Hantuchova, it's not going to be easy. I think at night will be nice. It will be better for Azarenka. Hantuchova won't get the speed on the ball. Maybe she won't get those 15 aces. And Azarenka is going to fight through. Another fight. Probably two good sets. And I think Hantuchova has got to be a little nervous anyway. And then lastly, Robredo, I thought he had nothing left for Federer. I thought in his match before Federer, he looked a little injured and fatigued. He looked great against Federer, so I don't know what to say now. But even if he looks great against Nadal, Nadal's in great form. So, maybe Nadal gets shocked and loses a set. He's had a little bit of let-ups against Kohlschreiber. Even after he won the first set, there were times he was looking to his box. I thought maybe he had a little slight injury of some sort, but I'm just total guessing game there. And it might have been he was just worried about Kohlschreiber. I'm not sure. Because Nadal, believe it or not, I think he worries about a lot of players, and which is why he fights for every point. He doesn't take anything for granted. He doesn't think he's just going to beat Kohlschreiber, no problem. And he won't think that he's just going to beat Robredo, no problem. He's going to fight every point. So no matter what, he beats Robredo, in my opinion. But we will see. And then we have some good doubles throughout the day and tonight. And the Williams look like they're finally getting on after a couple delays. Oh, this is a great one. Number 3, number 5 on the women's doubles. Up at the top of the grandstand. Barty and Delacroix are still alive, and they've done it. Can they upset Makarova? They keep upsetting Russians. They were upsetting Lavakova and Radeka earlier this year. Now can they do it against Makarova and Vesnina? Go Barty and Delacroix.